Shavkat Rakhmonov was recently talking about Khamzat Chimaev as an opponent, and he said, if we are meant to fight, we're going to fight. If not, it's not a big deal. I have my own sports interest to compete with him. But if it's not going to happen, it's not a big deal. This fight is one of the biggest fights you could make as of right now. You have got prospect versus prospect. That rarely happens. Us fans, want to see this clash of styles. And not just because of the clash of styles, but because you have two big prospects that are competing in the same weight class and could fight. People want to see this happen. But Shavkat Rakhmonov believes this fight is not that big of a deal. If Shavkat Rakhmonov believes this fight is not that big of a deal, us fans will look at that and won't also see it as a big deal. If a fighter doesn't care about a fight, we as fans also won't care about the fight. If Shavkat Rakhmonov thinks that us fans is going to make this fight happen, if Shavkat Rakhmonov believes that people on Twitter, on their phones, tweeting about this fight will make the fight instantly happen like magic, that's not gonna happen. You as the fighter have the power of the voice. You're the guy that has the biggest voice among all of us, and you're the only one that can make this fight happen. If you don't think that this fight is a big deal, we don't think it's a big deal as well. If you don't even care, why should we care? If you don't give a damn, why should we give a damn? The biggest fight in the UFC, in this sport, is not when a guy didn't care about a fight. It's when a guy made it a big deal. Do you want to know how the biggest fight happened in the UFC? A guy threw a dolly at a bus. If you think that you will be the star that you want, if you think you're Shavkat Rakhmonov and you want to be the big guy that's representing your country, representing your flag, representing Kazakhstan, you want to be that guy that represents your country, and you think that you won't even need to lift a finger to be that guy, you're wrong. You are nothing but wrong. If you're a kid watching these guys that you idolize, guys like GSP, Anderson Silva, John Jones, you're looking at all these guys, maybe not John, you're looking at all these guys and you idolize them and you want to be like them and how they represent their country. You want to be just like them. You have got to make big fights happen. You have got to make big fights that people care about. And you're gonna make big fights that people care about by caring yourself. That's the very first step. You want to make a fight happen? You want to make a fight happen? Good. Make that call out. Make it a big deal. Maybe even throw a dolly at a bus. I'm not recommending that, but make it a big deal. Because you're Shavkat Rakhmonov, you're seeing all these heroes that you watched as a kid on your television. Seeing all these guys like Chuck Liddell, guys like GSP, Anderson Silva. You watch all these guys and you want to be like them. You want to represent your country the same way that they did. They were big stars. They were big stars. You want to be bigger than them? You want to be as big as them? You have got to make big fights. And it doesn't start, making big fights doesn't start when the biggest fight that you could make, you immediately say, I'm not that interested. That I'm not even gonna lift a finger for that. Shavkat Rakhmonov, if he thinks that us fans will make this fight happen, he's wrong. We can't make this fight happen, only he can. If he thinks this is not even a big deal, it's not gonna be a big deal for the promoter and for the viewers. It's not gonna matter to us. You are missing out on the biggest fight you could make. You have got prospect versus prospect that rarely happens. That's the biggest fight you could make if you're Shavkat. You really want to be that guy? You really want to be a guy like GSP, Anderson Silva, who represent their country, who is big in their country? You have got to make big fights happen. The very first step you're gonna have to make big fights is by giving a damn about those big fights.